terms of Black history, when it came to me being involved in this beer industry, I knew that I didn't see my face in it, and why did I have an affinity towards it aside from just liking beer.
Small pockets of craft beer started to flourish here in New York City. I was excited about that, but not here in Harlem. And that's where we come in. My taste for beer, guys, started kind of before craft. It was more microbrewery. And I was just blown away with the flavor. Ever since then, I was always trying what's new, what's local, what can I find? And I originally wanted myself, before I met Kim, wanted to open a craft beer bar in my home. Then I heard of another couple starting a craft beer bar in Harlem. I was like, oh shoot, someone beat me to the punch, and it was Kim.
For me, it started almost as far back as 2012, was traveling back to Brooklyn and Queens to grab good beer. Decided that maybe we need a good beer bar in Harlem. Came up with the name Harlem Hops. Had a couple of partners, wasn't working. I walked away. The next day, the restaurant scientist, Jason Wallace, introduced us, and Stacey Lee wanted to be a part of it as well. The rest is history.
When Kim asked me if I would come on board to help open Harlem Hops, I was like, absolutely. You know, not just because they went to HBCUs and not just because they're Black, but Kim and Kevin are truly, really good people to their core.
You know, this area here, Harlem, didn't have the time to have a proper craft beer scene. What we want to do is bring some of that goodness right here to Central Harlem.
I think what distinguishes us from everyone else, of course, we have a particular product that we're pushing here, right? Focused on New York City craft beers and also Black owned, of course. So throughout the whole history of beer itself, there's a strong Black history. You did a basic Google search, it always told you that the origins of beer was the Mesopotamian region of Africa, but I knew that beer originated in all regions of Africa, southern, western, and eastern. It was mainly women that produced the beer in those regions. And then when we came to the United States through slavery, it was our people that allowed the settlers to learn how to create the beer using the materials that they had here, as opposed to what they were accustomed to using in Europe. The tap system was created by Richard Spikes, which is also an African-American brother. Clearly, we're very rooted in this industry, yet we are not getting our claim in the marketplace. So for us, that's our goal, to not only just, introduce our people to a beer style that they aren't familiar with, but you should learn about these smaller brands and learn about the real way beer is supposed to be made, and it's not necessarily mass produced. Our goal is to also provide diversity and inclusion within an industry that we are now trying to reclaim for ourselves. That's one of the things I want other people to see, not only just in our industries, in their industries. Find out a way how you guys can collaborate with one another and build something bigger, and helping each other keep funneling the money towards each other and staying within the community as a whole.
I think we do a pretty good job of that, getting Black-owned, brown-owned, women-owned businesses to support. And that's kind of like what we focus in on, educating our Harlem neighbors on all the different craft beers that are offered here in the state of New York. We have Hackensack Brewing, which is Black-owned. Let's try this from here. This is amazing. This is the woman from Iran, back home beer. We have a lesbian couple, Dyke Beer. Hispanic company, Two Villains also. So we have a nice little selection of multicultural, multi-gender brands. Uncle Nearest, another one. Bro Brothers, actually the first Black-owned bourbon, 100% Black-owned bourbon distillery in Kentucky. So just to name a few.
This is our beer that we did with Brooklyn Brewery. It came out during homecoming weekend for HBCUs. We barrel aged it in Uncle Nearest barrels. There's no words to express how amazing this porter is. Harlem Hopes is our scholarship fund, one of the best initiatives that we have. The sales of the beer, t-shirt sales, sweatshirt sales, glass sales that go towards Harlem students that are entering their freshman year into HBCUs.
We really wanted to give back to the community, That's something that we really pride ourselves on. We want to make sure that Black and brown kids, when they see us, they know that they too can achieve entrepreneurship.
Well, I know we have an upcoming beer that we're brewing with Four City for Black History Month.
For the Renaissance de Moon.
That's right, yeah. On Belgium Triple. We have another one coming out with Montclair Brewing, which is another black-owned brewery. Jubilee.
Jubilee, yep.
Red Ale.
So it has this cute red flavor to match the Jubilee of Juneteenth.
Correct. So those are two upcoming beers that will be coming out.
This looks delicious. Thank you, Zuma. One of the most popular items we have here is our Guma pies. They're made by a Ugandan brother. His name is Guma. These are veggies and African spices, and this is beef and African spices, and this is a staple here, and everyone loves them. It's something unique that you can't find anywhere else except for our Harlem Hops right now.
Ideal night here at Harlem Hops, guys. It's just the community coming together to come and share stories, come and drink good craft beer, come and support local breweries right here in New York City.
You know, we have nights where it's really crowded and packed, but those aren't the nights that have an impact. The most impactful night is when every seat is full, people engaging with one another, learning more about beer through each other. When people are at the bar, having the bartenders have availability and flexibility to have conversations with our patrons. Those are the nights that mean the most to me because that's what it is that we're here to do.